Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we are back again with another alliance war. I believe this is war 10 now. Jesus, this season seems to be flying, and we are actually going up against NY718, so the biggest alliance in the game and my old alliance. So it's certainly nice to see some familiar faces. I still do have some very good friends and some awesome guys in that alliance, so big shout out to them. But obviously, as for all intents and purposes for this war, they are the opposition, so I'll take enjoyment into trying to smack their defense. Right, so I'm starting on path, what was it, 2 or 3? 3 in section 1, and then we're going to move on to section 2. But to begin with, I do have to deal with this Mr. Sinister, and overall, there really isn't too much to worry about here. Sorry, we're starting on path 6 in section 1. But yeah, anyways, there isn't too much to be concerned about when you are going up against Mr. Sinister using Warlock. Obviously, as soon as the first infection is up, he cannot heal anymore. When he tries to, he's going to be degenerating and losing power. This node has Aggression, Fury, and Strike Back. But since Warlock is able to maintain a very aggressive playstyle, it really isn't anything kind of like special or too hard to deal with. Finished off the fight with a couple of nice heavy attacks, some decent 27k crit there. And next up, Black Widow Clairvoyant on Power Focus node. And this is going to be a very simple, quick Quake fight. Quake has class advantage. Black Widow Clairvoyant is not a defensive defender, so I don't have to worry about stubborn being a thing. I can fully avoid everything. And other than that, power alternator on this node, it doesn't matter. I get no power, so there is no power for her to steal from me. And power focus 1, again, I am not hitting her, so I don't care if she would gain power quicker. We can see that half a minute in the fight, she's already like 58%. And yeah, willpower is obviously kind of like slowing down, quaking a bit, but that's something you have to get used to in Alliance War. Vast majority of the people plays defenders with willpower, myself included. And all in all, we can see that 1 minute, not even that yet, and Black Widow Clairvoyant goes down. So very quick, very simple fight, nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. Everything is well under control. And that is it for my contribution in section 1. We're going to move on to section 2. And section 2, I do have some bit more interesting fights, I guess. I am on path 2 in section 2. So first up, I need to deal with that Vision Arcus, and we once again have those hit count, strike counter, power suppression nodes. I really dislike those nodes, honestly. I just think they are poor fight design, and they're just annoying. But since it is coming towards the end of the season, will boost up once again. I'm using medium attack boost, large champion boost, and small health boost. For most part, I have noticed that I really how pretty much completely stopped spending any units on boosts, because these bigger champion boosts typically come with the early access bundles. So that's kind of like a neat combo, and everything else you get from like daily events or those new superior solo crystals and stuff like that. So that is definitely a pleasant change. Maybe I'm not able to put on max attack boost and max health boost for every fight and every war, but I can relatively heavily boost in every war multiple times, kind of organically, without me having to specifically invest a lot of resources in boost. And that is one of the cooler kind of like changes about Alliance War. If only Kabam would actually try and fix the potions and potion cost, and perhaps give us those better potions for glory or something, that would be awesome, and I think then War would be a lot more accessible. But anyways, back to the fight. Dr. Doom against Vision Arcus is a very simple fight. Basically, you just want to nullify Arcus's power gains, then Dr. Doom gains a power gain buff for each one he nullifies, reach level 3 pretty much instantly, and yeah, HQ Sean's Vision Arcus is an absolute toast. Next up, I'm going up against Thor Ragnarok. And this fight is kind of funny, kind of ironic. Anyway, so we have the powers thing. Basically, every time I gain a bar of power, I'm going to be dealing with powers thing. And also we have this strike counter power suppression. And the goal in this fight actually is very simple. Now, I do make one mistake here. I was too slow and accidentally eat a heavy attack. But besides that, everything else is going to go pretty much perfectly. Because the idea is I can just drop heavy attacks, and with my infection, Thor Ragnarok is consistently going to be losing power. And not to mention the fact that Warlock's heavy attack is only one hit. Places a bleed that lasts quite a while and does decent amount of damage. So as we can see here, even though the Thor Ragnarok is a rank 3 6-star, by the looks of it, we're going to be pretty much finishing the fight by the time Thor Ragnarok would gain his like massive power gain, which is like the one critical time in this fight. So Warlock is actually going to kill him with less than 20 hits, so I don't have to worry about the power gain. Never really had to worry about stubborn or any of the other stuff. So this fight went pretty much perfectly, aside from eating that heavy attack. It was, I think, a fairly unique or different solution, because I have seen many different options used against Thor Ragnarok in that fight, particular on that specific node. But I think Warlock handled it pretty much the best, because yeah, you don't even have to deal with the power gain there, and you just parry and heavy. Next up, I'm going to be going up against Drunken High's Mysterio. Once again, we can see it's a 6-star Mysterio, so he's quite stacked. And there is that buffet node with a massive regen. So if I would trigger a buff at any given point, I would trigger like a huge heal on him. But the plan here is just to play Quake parry heavy style, never never trigger a single buff on myself, therefore never let him heal from it. And other than that, just don't get hit and all is well, obviously, because Quake does Quake things. It does take a while. It might not be most cinematic piece of fight or something like that, but Quake's amazing. We all know that. And this is just one of the very many examples why she is so amazing. And yeah, minute in the fight that Mysterio is nearly down. I have like one more set of aftershocks, so 1 minute and 10 seconds for that. No buffet, no nothing to deal with. And then the last fight in this war for me is gonna be Weapon X mini boss on that enhanced healing node, which I am going to tackle with Warlock. It's a very simple fight. I actually forgot to heal. As soon as I entered the fight, I had like a small panic moment, but then I figured it still should be fine. It was, yeah, I simply forgot about that. But yeah, other than that, everything is going on fine. I nearly made a mistake here, but I quickly changed my level 1 to kind of like avoid getting spanked as he reached 25 of those enraged charges. And from this point, I was feeling extremely comfortable in the fight. I do have that virus, the infection, active on Weapon X, so he's consistently losing power. I did activate Tech Power Boost, so I would be able to cycle my specials quicker, drop a couple of really big heavy attacks, and we can see that he's already down at 30%, unable to heal. So we did end up winning this war, and at the moment we are residing somewhere in the middle of Masters brackets. It's like unlikely and pretty much impossible for us to reach top 3 this season, but I'm quite confident that we will definitely finish somewhere in Masters. So good war to NY, and that is it. See ya.